So, where do I even begin? There's so much that I want to tell you guys about this year, and about me, and about this channel. So before we get started, I just want to give a little rundown of what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to talk to you guys about my YouTube channel and how I've reflected upon it this year. I'm going to be talking about myself and how I've changed through this year. And I'm also even going to talk to you guys about what inspired me to do this whole YouTube thing in the first place, and what it means to me that this is the year that my channel was born. So before we do all of that, let's go back to the origins. If you guys didn't know, I've known about YouTube ever since 2010, and the first time that I ever used YouTube in general was in 2013. During this time, I didn't really use it that much for anything except for listening to music and probably watching movie clips of certain movies that I liked. I didn't even know at the time that gaming on YouTube even existed, even with the existence of the big three on YouTube being PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye. So how did I get to know about the gaming world of YouTube? Let's talk about one game that basically changed the world of gaming and has now created a legacy of itself that will make it go down as probably one of the most influential games of our time, and maybe even in history. Five Nights at Freddy's. This game, guys, for those of you that don't really remember 2014 that well, this game changed the landscape of gaming, and especially the landscape of YouTube gaming forever. You know, there's always that one game that's always so popular and so game-changing, no pun intended, within the year that's released. In 2013, it was Geometry Dash. In 2018, it was Fortnite. And in 2014, it was Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, what does Five Nights at Freddy's have to do with me knowing about YouTube gaming? You see, I still vividly remember when Five Nights at Freddy's just came out. This was during the beginning of my 7th grade school year, and I remember that a bunch of my friends were talking about Five Nights at Freddy's and how fun and scary it was. Almost everybody that I knew at the time was talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. So I was like, yo, what the hell is up with this game? So I decided to go onto the internet and do a little bit of research on the game, and I started to like it myself too. Unfortunately, I didn't have any money, so I couldn't play it, but I did see the trailer of it and some no commentary gameplays of it. I eventually did play it, and I remember playing the first 4 Five Nights at Freddy's and finishing them all. Now back to 2014, because those other Five Nights at Freddy's came out in 2015. That was honestly enough for me at that point. I was already satisfied with Five Nights at Freddy's with the trailer and the commentary gameplays. And after having a certain video suggested to me, this is where all the magic started. Markiplier. This was the very moment that I had been introduced to the world of YouTube gaming for the first time ever. Markiplier playing Five Nights at Freddy's is the first video that I've ever seen of someone playing video games on YouTube.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you guys suggested en masse, and I saw that Yamimash played it and he said it was really good. So I'm very eager to see what is up, and that is a terrifying animatronic bear.
And it was just so mind-boggling to me that a human being who was an absolute nobody once before could come onto this platform, play video games, and actually be able to cultivate an entire audience from it and make a living from it too. It was Five Nights at Freddy's and Markiplier that introduced me to the world of YouTube gaming. And I just want to say thank you so much, Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, for the legacy that you brought upon us with your game and indirectly introducing me and opening my eyes to the world of YouTube gaming. But most of all, I want to say thank you so much, Markiplier, for being my gateway YouTuber and being the first ever YouTuber that allowed me to know that there is a thing in this world that allows you to play video games when you're a nobody and be able to make a living and your own legacy from it as well. That video that I'm talking about, guys, now has over 80 million views. I have a feeling, guys, that Markiplier playing Five Nights at Freddy's was not only a gateway for me, but also for many people too when it comes to knowing about YouTube gaming. So from then on, that was where I started to know about gaming YouTubers. And at that point, it was pretty much the algorithm that was just directing me to wherever it wanted me to go. And eventually, I remember watching another YouTuber that really resonated with me and made me want to watch more of him. Some of you guys might not know of him now, but he was really popular back in 2015. Sam Gladiator. I knew of Sam Gladiator from his Five Nights at Freddy's Minecraft roleplay videos.
Yo, what is up, my gladiators? Sam here, and we are back once again with another Minecraft role-playing adventure.
And eventually, I became hooked to his content altogether and also watched his Yandere Simulator Minecraft roleplay videos. I also even remember watching him play Nox Time War, which was a really scary game for me at the time.
We find something. What does this say? This says, again. Okay, we're good.
You know, I really loved watching his content, and it was through Sam Gladiator that I was directed once again through the algorithm, my most favorite YouTuber of all time alongside Corey Kenshin, Dashi. Because I had liked Nox Time War, I eventually watched Dashi's Nox Time War video as well.
I don't even want to look. Oh my God! Let me see what this say. Again, okay? Let me. Oh my God! Yo. Oh my God.
And I was kinda hesitant to continue watching him and almost considered just ditching him altogether. Thank the Lord that I didn't. But I stayed, and I really became hooked to how loud and hyper he was.
Fucking go. Wow!
Oh no!
But most of all, he was really funny, and he still is. There were multiple times where I literally cried from laughter. For those of you that don't know, I have been watching Dashi even before he started his Super Mario Maker series. That's how much of an OG I am with him. And it was those three YouTubers, Markiplier, Sam Gladiator, and Dashi, that were basically my holy trinity and truly inspired me to become a YouTuber. Now, I didn't do YouTube back then, but I had aspirations to become one eventually. If you watch my Congratulations Kaji video where I congratulate one of my close friends for hitting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I said in that video that Kaji had been supportive of me and my dreams of becoming a YouTuber back then, meaning that I actually did have dreams of becoming a YouTuber for quite a while. And now, I finally did it. But I did it at the worst time ever. When I started YouTube, it was at the beginning of 2020, most specifically February, a month before hell broke loose on Mother Nature, and me having no idea what was to come for the whole world. I truly am sorry for any of you that have lost someone close to this coronavirus. It affected me, you guys, my friends, my family, your family, and also even my channel alongside with other YouTubers. But not specifically for the channel itself, but for what I wanted to bring to you guys on the channel at the time. When the coronavirus had started to become a very serious threat to all of us, I had been in my high school track team for the first time ever, and this was during my senior year, and we were going on a trip to Wyoming at around April, and my friends and I were going to be in a hotel for the time we were there, and I planned on recording the fun times that we were going to have when we were there. There were so many things that I wanted to do on this channel back in April, May, and June that required me to be outdoors, just doing skits and vlogs. Granted, I've done one vlog and one skit so far on this channel, but I wanted to do more. I really felt like my channel was completely stunted from ever being able to be the way it was intended at the beginning of its time. And now, those things such as me being able to enjoy the experience of being on track will never happen. Ever. I didn't even get to go on my first meet. And this is just track in my channel that I'm talking about. It ruined my senior year experience of high school, my graduation experience of high school, my college experience, especially considering the fact that this is my first year ever of college. And on top of all that, I was suffering with extreme anxiety of transitioning from high school to college, and just moving on to the next stage of life. I even made an entire separate video talking about how I wasn't ready to graduate, and I feel like the coronavirus had a part to play in that. Granted, I'm doing good so far in college, but it still doesn't change the fact that I felt real anxiety and even depression beforehand. I also made an entire video explaining my thoughts on the coronavirus back when it just hit us in March, and these things that I'm talking about are what I covered in that video. The coronavirus really affected us for the worse, and on top of all that, the other reasons for why I also say that I started YouTube at the worst time ever is because of the millions of YouTubers out there that exist today that already have cultivated an audience for themselves. And they've had those audiences for years now. that alongside with YouTube being more harsh and strict with its policies than ever before, I felt like with the oversaturation of YouTubers and the almost authoritarian freedom that YouTube had in 2020, I really felt like that it was too late. And that maybe I was just not lucky enough to have been born earlier to have been an adult during the 2010s and play all these games on YouTube. Throughout the year that I've been on YouTube, especially in February and March, I had serious considerations of giving up on being the TheHarpyEagle. But I wasn't going down without a fight. I knew that I at least had to try. I couldn't just wither with my own sorrow because I didn't have YouTube set on easy mode for me because of the year that I started and all the BS that's happened. I knew that in order to have an audience on YouTube, you have to earn it. It's not given. So I drowned it out and I started the grind with Apex Legends. And boy was it fun for me to play with my friends and upload it on YouTube.
Listen up, I'm getting shot
Oh my god!
You know, I would love people saying, "Oh, Leafy, come back." I would love to see Leafy come back and try to exist in the landscape today. Like the content that he was making would never fly on YouTube today, and you have to adapt and overcome the fact that like you can't even curse, bro.
And so at the beginning of my YouTube birth, I originally made a goal for myself that I needed to reach 100 subscribers by December 31st, 2020. And I honestly had doubts that I would reach that number because of my low self-esteem. But I still put in the grind anyways and just kept looking forward with an optimistic lens on my eyes. And this is where everything started to almost turn into a fairy tale. On February 15th, at around 6 p.m., I uploaded my 5th video on YouTube called Jump Force Review 1 year later. How was it? And that video, guys, gave me more hope than you could have possibly imagined. Before that video, I didn't even have 10 subscribers, guys. You can even look back at my first 4 videos ever, and in one of them I literally said thank you to my 7 subscribers.
What's going on YouTube? It's the TheHarpyEagle, and so first off I wanted to say thank you to all my 6 subscribers right now at the moment. I'm really grateful for that opportunity.
So after uploading the Jump Force review, it didn't explode in views and popularity, but it was up there on the algorithm like the 9th or 10th video, and I also had a feeling that it would get popular eventually. Now the views were climbing up pretty slowly at the beginning, so it took up until March for me to really realize any serious change in the views, because on March 14th at 9:14 a.m., I have a photo so it tells me what day and what time I took the picture. On March 14th at 9:14 a.m., I had reached my first 1,000 views. Look at the bottom, it literally says that I had 19 subscribers. So even after a whole month of having that video uploaded, I only gained like an additional 10 subscribers from that video. But on May 6th at 6 p.m., I had finally reached my first 100 subscribers. Don't mind that it says 101, because it jumped really fast that day from 100 to 101. But guys, you have no idea what getting 100 subscribers meant to me, alongside the fact that my Jump Force review had nearly reached 10,000 views as well. Because what that meant to me, guys, was that it was still possible to make it on YouTube. And that it doesn't matter when you start or how you start. Because as long as you have faith, effort, and perseverance, it's never too late to start on YouTube, or anything for that matter. I worked so hard on that review video. I remember spending my entire Saturday and Sunday on it, and I can gladly say that it was worth it, because it got the recognition that it deserved. And that review video, guys, is what makes all the doubt in my head go away. Because whenever I have doubts that I'll ever make it on YouTube, I always think immediately about my Jump Force review video and how many views it got and how many subscribers I earned from it. Jump Force, in a way, saved the Harpy from having an early death. And you can only imagine how I felt when you take into consideration that this video blew up when I just started YouTube, when I had no subscribers, when I had no skill, and when I almost had no videos on the channel. When you take all of those things into consideration, I truly felt like at that point that the world was not against me. The fact that YouTube promoted my video when I had none of the things that I just mentioned is what really gave me the hope and motivation that, as strict as YouTube might have become over the years, they're just doing the best they can to stay alive, and that they'll promote anyone who's willing to have the guts to take any opportunity that's available. So after the fairy tale was starting to wear off, and after we reached 200 subscribers around July, things started to get slow again. I mean, after all, we haven't even gained 10 subscribers for the past 2 months, but anyways, I really learned something from this year though. And what I learned from 2020 was that it taught me to change, and it taught me to endure uncomfort. I really broke out of many serious barriers this year, guys. The first barrier that I broke out of was starting YouTube in the first place. The second barrier that I broke out of was uploading more than just Apex Legends videos. The third barrier that I broke out of was uploading more than just Street Fighter V videos. The fourth barrier that I broke out of was having the courage to transition from high school to college. But most of all, the final barrier that I broke out of was just to become myself and feel comfortable on camera. But I feel like I've come such a far way already, and we still got so much more to go. This is still just the beginning of the challenging road that lies ahead of us, guys. At the beginning of 2020, my goal was to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And now, we've tripled that goal. Guys, I just have to say thank you so much for all of you that subscribe to me, even if you don't watch any of my videos. Because you guys are the foundation of my channel, and you guys are the ones that gave me hope that it's still possible to make it on YouTube. Right now we have a very small flame, but that's far better than having no flame at all. And that's where I was in February, before you guys came along and changed that. And now we move forward into the new year without worrying if it'll be a better year or even worse year than 2020. I feel so happy with how refreshed my content is at the moment, with all the variety of games I'm currently playing, and much more to come than you can even imagine. Also, my favorite games on the channel so far are Fall Guys, Genshin Impact, and Ghost of Tsushima. I feel so happy with how much I've improved as both a YouTuber and as a person. But most of all, I feel so happy for you guys being here with me since the beginning of the road and allowing me to be someone that is worthy of your time. So now that we've surpassed the goal, far surpassed the goal of reaching 100 subscribers by the end of 2020, my goal for the end of 2021, and I'm kind of hesitant with this goal because of how slowly we've grown in the past 2 months, but hey, I was hesitant with 100 subscribers too, and now look where we're at. But just like how my goal for the end of 2020 was to get to 100 subscribers, with an extra 0 at the end this time, my goal for the end of 2021 is to get to 1,000 subscribers. I know that if I put in the right amount of work to get there, then it'll be a goal that I can definitely achieve. We're already 1/4 of that goal. We just need to get the other 3/4. But that's all from me, guys. Thank you all so much for being a part of the birth of my channel. And from here on, this is where we're going to keep going. We're going to keep making videos, we're going to keep getting better, and we're going to keep getting bigger. I truly appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'm ready for 2021. We're going to keep our heads up, and we'll move through this together. And until next time, everyone, take care of yourselves.